Page number 68, exemptions under GST, segment 7. Look into the MCQs. First MCQ, Shahil, a resident of Delhi, is having a residential property in Vasant Vihar, Delhi, which has been given on rent to a family for rupees 50 lakh per annum. Determine whether Shahil is liable to pay GST on such rent. What is your answer? Residential property, okay, given on rent to a family, exempted. Why it is exempted? Residential property for residential purpose to a unregistered person, or even if it is to a registered individual for family stay, it will be exempted. So therefore, it is exempted. The answer is B. Service by way of renting of residential property to unregistered person is exempted. Okay. Then next, second one. Which of the following services are exempt under GST? Testing of agricultural produce. Service in relation to agriculture produce. Supply of farm labor. Service in relation to agriculture, exempted. Warehousing of agricultural produce. Service in relation to agricultural produce. So option D, all three. Service of transportation of goods by dash are exempt from GST. Roadways. Roadways. Transportation of goods by roadways is not always exempted. Roadways other than GTA or courier agency is exempted. Correct? And inland waterways is exempted. So option A is wrong. 1 and 2 only they have given. No. And 3 and 4 also wrong. 1 and 4 also wrong. Option D. 1 except 3 and 4 and 2. So that is roadways other than GTA and courier, then and inland waters, inland waterways, these two are exempted. Okay. Roadways other than GT and courier and inland waterways, these two are only exempted. Then transportation of dash by rail from Chennai to Gujarat are exempt from GST. So what will be there? Transportation of dash by rail from Chennai to Gujarat. Pulses, military equipment, electric equipment, no, we don't have. Jaggery also we don't have. So that will be taxable. Only pulses and military equipment is exempted. So therefore the answer is 1 and 2, option A. Which of the following services are not exempt from GST? Yoga camp conducted by a charitable trust registered under 12A of Income Tax Act. Taxable or exempted? Exempted. They are asking which of the following are not exempt. Not exempt. Then B, service provided by business correspondent to rural branch of a bank with respect to savings bank account. That is also exempted. Service provided by cord blood bank for preservation of stem cells. Taxable. This is taxable. Service provided by team manager to recognize sports body, exempted. Who are those 5 people? Player, referee, umpire, coach, team manager. Okay. Then next, 6th one, which of the following services are exempt? So you read these options carefully, slight changes are there. So it should not be in modern art form, correct? Why first option is wrong? Painting, sculpture is not the art form. Okay. Why second option is wrong? Modern art, that's why wrong. Service by an artist by a performance in folk or classical art form, music, dance and theatre with consideration thereof exceeding 1.5 crores. Wrong. It should not exceed 1.5. So option D is the answer. Understood? Then 7. Services by way of admission to dash is not exempt from GST. Not exempt from GST. Museum, exempt. National park, exempt. Tiger reserve, exempt. Recognized sporting event where the admission ticket costs 600 rupees per person, taxable. For recognized sport event, it will be 500 rupees. So option D is the answer. Warehousing of dash is exempt from GST. Rice exempt, warehousing of rice. Yes, specific exemption we have for rice. Minor forest produce? Yes. Jaggery? No, because jaggery is not agricultural produce and we don't have any separate exemption. Coffee? Again, coffee is not agricultural produce and we don't have any exemption. So rice and minor forest produce. So option B. Which of the following services are exempt from GST? Admission to a circus where entry ticket costs 550 per person, taxable. Because how much? Circus? 500. Interest charged on outstanding credit card balance, taxable. Because generally interest on loans, advances, deposits is exempted. However, interest involved in credit card will be taxable. Service by an organizer to any person in respect of business exhibition held in India. Business exhibition held in India, taxable. So where the business exhibition should be outside India, then only it is exempted. Services by foreign diplomatic mission located in India, exempted. We discussed UN agencies, embassy, consulate, that is exempted. Then, which of the following is treated as exempt supply under GST Act? Sale of liquor, is it exempted? Non-taxable, but exempted includes non-taxable. So yes, it is exempted. Supply of healthcare services, exempted. Transmission of electricity by an electricity transmission utility, exempted. So option D, all 1, 2 and 3. Which of the following is a recognized system of medicine for the purpose of exemption for healthcare services? Allopathy, Unani, Siddha, all these are considered as recognized system of medicines. Then, which of the following service is exempt under healthcare service provided by clinical establishment? Chemist shop in the hospital selling medicines to public at large, taxable. We don't have exemption. So when it is exempted, only when it is sold to inpatients. Food supplied from an outsourced canteen to the inpatients as per the diet prescribed by the hospital dietitian, exempted, because it is to inpatients. Food supplied from an outsourced canteen in the hospital to the visitors or attendants of the patients, taxable. Advertisement services provided by hospital to a pharmaceutical company for their asthma pump by displaying it prominently in the hospital building, taxable. Advertisement. So only this sale of food to inpatients is exempted. So option B is the answer. Okay, I gave the answers below along with the reasons, justification as to why this should be taken. Then next, look into the descriptive question. First question. Exempt supply includes supply of any goods or service which attracts nil rate of tax and which may be wholly exempt from tax, but excludes non-taxable supply. Discuss the validity of this statement, true or false? False. Why false? Sir, exempt supply includes all three: nil rated, non-taxable and notified as exempted. All three are included in exempted supplies. Then question number 2, services provided by an entity registered under section 12AA of the Income Tax Act are exempt from GST if such services are provided by way of charitable activities. Elaborate the term charitable activities. So what will come under charitable activities? Already we discussed. Healthcare services, advancement of religion, spirituality, yoga, educational programs to orphans, prisoners, mentally, physically abused or traumatized persons, persons over 65 years residing in rural area, then environmental preservation. Okay, that theory you need to write. Then question number 3, an individual acts as a referee in a football match organized by Sports Authority of India. He has also acted as a referee in another charity football match organized by a local sports club in lieu of a lump sum payment. Discuss whether any GST is payable on the activities undertaken by him. What is your answer? He is acting as a referee in a football match organized by Sports Authority. He also acted as referee in another charity football match organized by local sports club in lieu of lump sum payment. Taxable. So whenever he is providing services to Sports Authority of India, recognized sports body, the charges collected is exempted. However, from any other person it will be taxable because services provided by an individual as a player, referee, umpire, coach, team manager only to a recognized sports body is exempted. So that reasoning you need to write, okay. Next, you cannot write taxable, exempted like that. Full reason you need to write. Look into this question number 4. Determine the GST payable at 18% with respect to each of the following independent services provided by the registered persons. Fee charged for yoga camp conducted by a charitable trust registered under section 12AA of the Income Tax Act 1961. What is your answer? Exempted. So this is exempted. Why it is exempted? In the list of charitable activities we have advancement of religion, spirituality, yoga. Then amount charged by business correspondent from banking company for the services provided to rural branch of a bank with respect to savings accounts, exempted. Amount charged by cord blood bank for preservation of stem cells, taxable. We don't have any exemption for this. Amount charged for service provided by selectors to a recognized sports body. Selector is not there in the list. We have only player, referee, umpire, coach, team manager. Selector is not there, so taxable. Now what is the value? 5 lakhs plus 5 lakh 20, 10 lakh 20. On that the rate of GST 18%. So do that. 5 lakhs into 18%, 90,000. 5 lakh 20 into 18%, 93,600. But what you need to do is that you need to give the note for each and every point. Why is it taxable? Why is it exempted? That reasoning you need to write, okay. Next, so when you are going through the answers, you go through the answers based on the reasoning. Answer you know already now, I discussed. But when you are reading, you read the notes. You read that notes alone, so you will know how to write it in the exam, okay. Next, question number 5. Examine whether GST is exempted on the following independent supply of services. Services provided by a private transport operator to Scholar Boys Higher Secondary School in relation to transportation of students to and from the school. Who is providing to whom? Private transport operator to school. Services provided by way of transportation of students, faculty and staff of category 1 educational institution is exempted. Services provided by way of vehicle parking to general public in a shopping mall. Shopping mall is a commercial property. Commercial property given on rent for any purpose will be taxable. Then 6th one, a state transport undertaking has hired motor vehicles meant to carry 8 to 10 passengers from fast cab renting, a motor vehicle renting company. Give your comments as to whether any GST is payable in this case. What is your answer? State transport undertaking has hired motor vehicles meant to carry 8 to 10 passengers. More than 12 is only exempted. Here it is only 8 to 10 passengers. So it does not exceed 12, therefore taxable, okay. Then, so what you need to write? First you need to write the provision. Just remember the 4-point approach. What you need to write? As per section 11, read with notification number 12 of 2017. List of service under exemption is given in that notification. As per section 11, read with notification 12 of 2017. Services by way of renting of motor vehicle that can carry more than 12 passengers to a state road transport undertaking is exempted. Next, however, in the present case, as the capacity of the motor vehicle does not exceed 12 passengers, therefore the said renting will be taxable. Understood? Like that 4-point approach. First reference, then provision, then discussion, and finally conclusion. Okay. Then question number 7, Ram, an agriculturist, has stored sugarcane in a warehouse. He has taken fumigation services in the said warehouse from Gupta Pest Control Company, for which he paid the consideration of 6,000. He seeks your advice on the taxability or otherwise of the service so availed by him. Taxable. Why? Fumigation of a warehouse is not service in relation to agriculture or agricultural produce. Due to that reason, this activity will be taxable. Is it clear? So it is not exempt from GST, even though provides service by a fumigation in the warehouse of sugarcane, but that is not service in relation to agricultural produce, and consequently it will be taxable. Okay? Then next, question number 8. Ekta Charitable Trust, registered under section 1023C. 1023C means religious trust of the Income Tax Act, manages a temple in Rohini, Delhi. It has given on rent a community hall located within the temple premises to public for celebration of Tej Mela. Rent charged is rupees 9,500. You are required to determine whether the services provided by Ekta Charitable Trust are liable to GST. Why it is exempted? So because there is a religious trust and they are giving it on rent, premises, precincts on rent for a function hall. Per day, if it is less than 10,000, it is exempted. Here it is 9,500, therefore it will be exempted. So with this we will stop for today, and remaining we will complete in next class along with some more case studies what we have there. Okay. And in our next lecture, we will be starting with a new chapter, that is charge, reverse charge. Actually from there only now we jumped here, we completed exemptions, we will be discussing RCM. Okay, that is the agenda for tomorrow. Thank you. So in continuation with previous discussion, so we have seen few questions in practice manual, the remaining questions will complete. So look into question number 9. ST Limited has given on hire 5 trucks to T2 transporters of Delhi, a goods transport agency, for transporting goods in central and west Delhi. The hiring charges for the trucks are rupees 7,500 per truck per day. Examine whether GST is payable in the given case. Hiring of trucks. So we have an exemption for hiring of trucks. So hiring of trucks to a GTA is exempted. Hope you remember 4 points for renting of motor vehicles. Number 1, renting of motor vehicle that can carry more than 12 passengers to a state road transport undertaking. Then renting of electric motor vehicle that can carry more than 12 passengers to a local authority. Renting of motor vehicle to a GTA that can carry goods. Renting of bus to a person who in turn provides transportation service to educational institution up to 12th standard. So this is given to whom? To a GTA. Due to that reason, this will be exempted. Then next, question number 10. Messrs. Damodar Limited provides service by way of storage of seasonal fruits and vegetables. Is fruits and vegetables agricultural produce? Yes. So storage of agricultural produce, and they collected a rent of 15,000. What is your answer? Exempted. Why is it exempted? Services provided in relation to agricultural produce. Then next, question number 11. Messrs. Apna Bank Limited, a scheduled commercial bank, has furnished the following details for the month of August 2018. Extended housing loan to its customers 100 crores. So usually interest on housing loan will be exempted. So therefore here they are telling extended housing loan. This is not interest, means loan they have given. So this is not a supply. What is supply? Transaction in money for a separate consideration. Here this is just they gave a loan, that activity will not come. Processing fees taxable, commission taxable, interest on credit card taxable, interest on housing loan exempted. Minimum balance charges collected from current and savings account holder, taxable. So this 20 plus 30, 50 plus 40, 90 plus 1, 91 lakhs. So 91 lakhs will be taken as a value of taxable supply. Then next question number 12. Sungrow Private Limited, a registered taxable person having the gross receipts of 50 lakhs in the previous financial year, provides the following information relating to their services for the month of July 2018. Running a boarding school, 2,40,000. What is your answer? Running a boarding school, taxable or exempted? Why? Any service provided by an education institution is exempted to its students, faculty, staff. Boarding school means one. So they are also providing accommodation service, hostel also. So which means that it will be exempted. Fee from prospective employer for campus interview. So educational institution is providing services to whom? Students, faculty, staff, or to others? Others. Prospective employer. So therefore it is not to students, faculty and staff, therefore it will be taxable. Education service for obtaining the qualification recognized by law of foreign country, taxable. Then renting of furnished flats for temporary stay to different person, rent per day is less than 1,000 rupees per flat. So what is your answer? Renting of furnished flats for temporary stay. So even though it is less than 1,000 or greater than 1,000, we don't have any exemption. It's a commercial property. Commercial property given for rent will be taxable. Then so even if it is a residential property also, it will be taxable. Why? Residential property not for residential purpose, no, it's a commercial purpose. See there, temporary stay. So that is not for residential purpose. Conducting modular employable skill course approved by NCVT, National Council of Vocational Training, exempted. Conducting private tuitions, taxable because we don't have any exemption for that. Running martial arts academy for young children. Why? We have now training in arts or culture is exempted. Won't it come under that point? Training in arts and culture should be by an individual. But here who is providing the service? Private limited company. Therefore it will be taxable. Are you understanding this? Sir, generally training in recreational activities relating to arts and culture is exempted. But it should be by an individual. Generally this martial arts academy will be training in arts, that should have been exempted, provided it is by an individual. But in this case who is providing this service as? Company. Due to that reason it will become taxable. What if it is an individual? It would have become exempted. Then conducting career counseling session, to whom they will conduct? Students. So it is any service provided by education institution to its students, faculty and staff, therefore it will be exempted. So what and all will be, now one second, conducting career counseling session, but they did not tell by a school. They said this company is providing the career counseling, but they did not tell it by a school. Then it would have become a taxable. Why? See, only services provided by educational institution to its students, faculty, staff. Is there anywhere given that the Sungrow is an educational institution? No. So due to that reason it will become taxable. Is it clear? Sir, generally if it is a school that provides services is exempted, but here it is not given as school. If it is any other person, then it would become taxable. But clearly given school. First point, clearly they are telling running a boarding school. So that's why we have exempted it there. Okay. So here why the last point is taxable? Last point also will be exempted if it is conducting career counseling session by school or by college, then it would have been exempted. They didn't give anything. That's why we have to take it as taxability, because a service is provided by one company, Sungrow Private Limited. Maybe they might have coaching center also. Example, Velam Mall you take. Velam Mall, like that one school is there. They are also having coaching center. You know that? Velam Mall Bodhi campus, like that one coaching center is there. They will be providing coaching for IIT, JEE, NEET, etc. and all. Now in that case, that fees will be taxable na? School fees will be exempted. Does it mean a school should not do any other business? No, the school can do other business also. So I am the owner. I have a school. School fees exempted. I am doing coaching. Coaching will be taxable. Like that. Sungrow Private Limited is having a school also, and they are also providing other services. Is it clear? No, it is not coming there also. I didn't get you. Come again. Running a boarding school means they are the supplier. They are running a boarding school, their school only. School is covered under category 1 education institution up to 12th standard. Correct? So up to 12th standard, any education institution is exempted and any service is exempted. What is this boarding means? Boarding means they are also providing the hostel facility. Okay. Then why third point is also exempted? Category 2. So first point is category 1. Third point is education service for obtaining qualification recognized by law of foreign country. That is category 2. Correct. So education service for obtaining a qualification recognized by law of foreign country. That's why we are not telling that as exempted. What if it is Indian law? Exempted. Are you getting this? So if it is coming under that education institution meaning, then it would have become exempted. But here it is not coming into that. That does not mean they should not do other activities. If they do renting of flat, you are telling it as taxable na? Why taxable? Because that's not as a school. That is separate business. You understood? Then, see, because nowadays people, who are owning schools, they are also starting other businesses as well. So they start coaching centers, they start colleges, and they even start some hotels, restaurants and all. See, it's about money. I have money. Is there any restriction that if I am owner of a school, I should not do any other business? There is no such restriction. We can do. Then, you understood this here? Question number 13. Kesar Maharaj, a registered supplier, gave a classical dance performance in an auditorium. The consideration charged for the said performance is 1,48,500. There is one exemption related to performance. If it does not exceed 1,50,000. So services by a performance artist in what genre? Classical or folk? In what art form? Music, dance, theatre. Okay. So here it is dance, 1,48,500. So that is exempted. Is Kesar Maharaj liable to pay GST on the consideration received for the said performance? If such performance is not for promotion of any product or service, no, it is exempted. If yes, determine his GST liability. There is no GST liability. Will your answer be different if Kesar Maharaj is a brand ambassador of food product? Yes. By acting as a brand ambassador, if you earn any amount, that will become taxable. And on that, we need to pay GST. How much is the GST here? So it is intrastate supply. Why intrastate supply? Where is Kesar Maharaj located? So he is located in one place, and even people will be coming there and only they will be paying. So which means that they have not given anything. So we can take it as intrastate only. CGST, SGST how much? 9% and 9%, and they have given a note also to avoid the confusion. Service provided by Kesar Maharaj is always intrastate supplies. So because we get a confusion of whether we need to take CGST, SGST or IGST, that's why they gave. So now 1,48,500, please do the calculation. 1,48,500 into 9%. 1,48,500 into 9%, that is 13,365. Then second point, you see, the dance performance given by Kesar Maharaj is not a classical dance performance but a contemporary Bollywood style dance performance. Why? Only in classical or folk. So therefore it is taxable. Consideration charged by Kesar Maharaj for the said dance performance is 1,60,000. Then also taxable because the exemption is only for 1,50,000. Understood? Next, question number 14. Decide with reason whether the following independent services are exempt under CGST Act. Gokul Resident Welfare Association received 9,000 per month as contribution from each member for sourcing of goods and services from third person for common use of its members. What is your answer? Taxable. Why exempted? If it exceeds 7,500 rupees per month per member, then it will be taxable. We discussed na, services provided by unincorporated association or body to its members. If it is a resident welfare association, maintenance charges per month is less than or equals to 7,500 per member, then it will be exempted. Here it is 9,000. 9,000 means entirely it will be taxable. Then number 2, Mr. Vikal, a performing artist, has received 1,58,000 for performance of classical dance and 90,000 from acting in TV serial during the month of June 2018. So that 1,58,500, what is your answer? Why taxable? Because it exceeds 1,50,000. So due to that reason it will be taxable. And why that 90,000 will be taxable? TV serial is not covered under the performance based service. Performance based service means they should perform before the audience. So acting in TV serial will not be called as performance based. Of course it is performance only, but for exemption it will not come. Next, question number 15. Examine whether GST is exempted on the following independent supply of services. Teja and Company, a tour operator, provides services to a foreign tourist for tour conducted in Jammu and Kashmir and receives a sum of 3 lakh rupees. Indian tour operator providing tour operator service to a foreign tourist, but in relation to tour in India or outside India? In India. So therefore this 3 lakhs will become taxable. Suppose if the tour is conducted outside India, then it would have become exempted. Then number 2, Miss Purva acts as a team manager for Indian Sports League, a recognized sports body, for a tennis tournament organized by multi-brand retail company and received a remuneration of 2 lakh rupees. What is your answer? Why it will be taxable? See, she is a team manager. Team manager to a recognized sports body is exempted. But Indian Sports League is not a recognized sports body. Okay. Wait. Indian Sports League is recognized sports body, but the money is not paid by Indian Sports League. The money is paid by the multi-brand retail company. So even though she is a team manager of recognized sports body, but she is providing services to a multi-brand retail company and received a remuneration of 2 lakhs. It's like in cricket, usually who will be IPL umpires? Someone newly recruited for IPL only. Those who are already acting as umpires of the regular cricket team, BCCI team, etc. and all, or ICC, they will only be recruited for IPL also. You understood or not? So see, umpiring is an art. They need certain skills. They need to know the rules. And they should carefully see what is happening, and their eyes should observe everything so keenly, correct? Because every time DRS they cannot go na. Am I right? So you have unlimited DRS, no. So we have limited, which means the umpire is going to play a key role. So there is a little qualification. Suddenly can we recruit anyone? Usually when we as a group and all, when we play cricket, so someone we will appoint as an umpire, correct or not? And that too, that idiot always will be telling wrongly only, and that's where we will ask him to start doing the recording. You record the match also, and then in camera we will see in slow motion, so whether it is out or not out, etc. and all. So therefore umpiring is an art. So already a person who is regularly as an umpire will only be providing service to IPL. Same way cricketer who is already a cricketer only will be going for IPL. So which means when they get money from BCCI, that is exempted. When they receive money from IPL, it will be taxable. Same way here also, she is a team manager of a recognized sports body. That is exempted, but here she is providing services to whom? To a multi-brand retail company and receive remuneration. So therefore, this 2 lakhs will be taxable. Question 16, decide with reason whether the following independent services are exempt under CGST Act 2017. Measures Fast Trans, a goods transport agency, transported relief material meant for victims of Kerala floods, being a natural disaster, by road from Delhi to Ernakulam for a limited company. So, relief material for natural or man-made disaster, is it given in the list of notified goods? Yes. And what are the 3 modes where it will be exempted? Railways, vessel and GTA, correct? GTA it is exempted, railways also it is exempted, even in vessel also between places in India it is exempted. These 3 places only notified goods will come, am I right? Now in this case they are transporting through GTA, therefore it will be exempted. And what are those 6 notified goods? Agricultural produce, food grains including flours, pulses, milk and salt, organic manure, newspapers and magazines, relief material for natural and man-made disasters, defense and military equipment. Then KN Enterprises, an event organizer, provided services to Breathing Wall Limited by way of organizing business exhibition at Pragati Maidan in New Delhi as part of Make in India initiative. Now, what is it? Taxable or exempted? Where the exhibition is held? In India. Due to that reason it will become taxable. What if the exhibition is held outside India? I gave you example. Because of keeping the exhibition outside India, we get the export orders, so that exhibition service will be exempted. But here the exhibition is held in India, due to that reason it will become taxable and we don't have the exemption. Then question number 17, state with reasons whether GST is payable in the following independent cases. Services provided to recognized sports body as curator of national team. What is your answer? Curator. Taxable. Curator will be taxable. Services provided by way of transportation of passenger in metered cab. Exempted. Metered cab or auto rickshaw is exempted. What if it is given metered cab through e-commerce operator? Then it would have become taxable. Service by way of public conveniences such as provision of facilities of washroom. We have a specific exemption. Service provided by player to a franchisee which is not a recognized sports body, taxable, because franchisee which is not a recognized sports body. Then question number 18, examine whether supply of food and drink in the following independent cases is exempt from GST. Smart Kids is a play school located in Delhi. Smart Kids has outsourced the catering services for supply of food and drink in the canteen of play school to BTV caterers, Delhi, for a consideration of 8 lakhs per month. Why? This is service provided by education institution or to education institution? To education institution. It is a category 1 education institution. So catering services provided to them is exempted. Then Wellness Hospital, a clinical establishment located in Tirupati, is specialized in diabetic treatment. The hospital has its own canteen tasty foods. The canteen serves the food and drink to inpatients as advised by the doctors or nutritionists of the hospital. Apart from this, other patients who are not admitted or attendants or visitors of the inpatients also take food and drink from the canteen. What is your answer? Food and drink supplied to inpatient is exempted. To outpatients, visitors, staff and all will become taxable. Then question number 19, Indiana Engineering College, a recognized education institution, has conducted an entrance test examination for various courses run by it and charged entrance fee from the applicants. Examine whether GST is payable in this case. So we discussed one point. Entrance exam fee collected by an education institution is exempted, even though they are not the students. They will become students in future, but now they are just writing the entrance exam, but the fees collected is exempted. Check whether they are education institution. Yes, and entrance exam fee collected by them will be exempted. Then question 20, Green Agro Services, a registered person, provides the following information relating to its activities during the month of February 2020. Gross receipts from services relating to rearing of sheep. Is rearing of sheep agriculture? Rearing of all life forms of animals other than horses for food, fiber, etc. So it's agriculture. So whether the 6 lakh will be taxable or exempted? Exempted, because service in relation to agriculture. Service by way of artificial insemination of horses, taxable. If it is artificial insemination of any other animal, exempted. Processing of sugarcane into jaggery. What is the output? What is the output? Jaggery. Is jaggery agricultural produce? No. So therefore it will be taxable. Service in relation to agriculture or agricultural produce is only exempted. Milling of paddy into rice. What is the output? Rice. Is rice agricultural produce? No. That's why this activity will be taxable. Service by way of fumigation in a warehouse of agricultural produce. This is not directly to agricultural produce. This is to a warehouse where we keep the agricultural produce. Therefore, it will also be taxable. So, except 6 lakhs, everything else will be taxable. Next question 21. Satyasai Resident Welfare Association, a registered person under GST, has 30 members, each paying 8,000 as maintenance charges. 8,000 here. So 8,000 means more than 7,500 na. So what is your answer? Taxable. So now the association purchased a water pump for 59,000 inclusive of GST 9,000 and availed input service of 23,600 inclusive of GST 3,600 for common use of its members during February 2020. Compute the total GST payable if any by Satyasai Resident Welfare Association for February 2020, GST rate 18%. What is your answer? Sir, as the outward supply is taxable, can we take ITC on our inward supply? Yes. Remember this principle. If my outward supply is exempted, I cannot take ITC on my inward supply. But if my outward supply is taxable, I can take ITC on inward supply. What is their outward supply? 8,000 rupees they are collecting from each member. Taxable or exempted? Taxable. Because it exceeds 7,500. So see what is the value. How many members? 30. And from each member how much they are collecting? 8,000. So total 2,40,000. On the 2,40,000, what is the rate of GST? 18%. That will be 43,200. Now can they adjust the ITC? Yes. As they are paying GST on outward supply, on their inward supply they can enjoy ITC. What is the ITC they have? 9,000 and 3,600. So minus 9,000 minus 3,600. How much? 30,600. That will be taken as the GST payable. Is it clear? Next, question number 22. AB Limited, a registered company of Chennai, Tamil Nadu, has provided the following services for the month of October 2021. Services of transportation of students, faculty and staff from home to college and back to college, providing degree courses in BBA, MBA, BCom, MCom. There is a college. Okay. Is this service provided by educational institution or to educational institution? To educational institution. For to educational institution, transportation is exempted only for category 1, but college is category 2. Therefore, this 2,50,000 will become taxable. Then online monthly magazine containing question bank and latest updates in law to students of PQR Law College offering degree courses in LLB and LLM. Why taxable? So, first, it is service provided by or service provided to. In that case, we have seen online educational journals and periodicals to category 2 is exempted. Is this category 1 or category 2? Category 2, college, degree course. So, due to that reason, the supply of online educational journals and periodicals will become exempted. Housekeeping service to T Coaching Institute. Is T Coaching Institute first of all an education institution? No. So, any service provided to them, we do not have any exemption, therefore, it will be taxable. Security services to N Higher Secondary School. So, N Higher Secondary School is an education institution, category 1. security and housekeeping within the premises to category 1 will become exempted. Service of providing breakfast, lunch and dinner to students of ABC Medical College offering daily courses recognized by law. Is it service provided by or service provided to? Two students of ABC Medical College. Is it taxable or exempted? Taxable. Why? Catering services only to category 1 education institution is exempted. So see the taxable portion, 2,50,000 plus 50, 3 lakhs plus 5,80,000, 8,80,000 will be taken as a value of taxable supply. Then 23, under the GST law, taxes on taxable services supplied by central government or state government to business entity in India are payable by recipient of services. State the exceptions of the above statement. So, generally services by government to business entity are payable by recipient of services. Is there any exception to this? Actually, this question is coming under, like RCM discussion, but here itself we discussed. I told you, government services are divided into 4. Department of Post. Department of Post, wherever it is taxable, it will come under FCM only. Then number 2, airport or port service also FCM. Transportation of goods or passengers also FCM. Services provided to business entity generally taxable under RCM, but if the recipient is unregistered and if the service is renting of immobile property, then also it will be FCM. Okay. So, services of renting of immobile property to unregistered business entity, service of Department of Post, service in relation to aircraft or vessel, service of transportation of goods or passengers. These and all will be coming under FCM. Is it clear? Then, next, question number 24. Geeta Services Limited, registered under GST, is engaged in providing various services to government. The company provides the following information in respect of services provided during the month of April. Supply of manpower for cleanliness of roads not involving any supply of goods. Cleanliness of road is a job of the government under constitution. Now when you provide the manpower for cleanliness of roads, so it will be coming under exempted. We discussed now, any service that the government is required to do as per article 243G or 243W of the constitution, but they outsource it to one person, that person providing the service. I gave you example of Arbezer, etc. That will be exempted. Service provided by fair price shops owned by Geeta Services Limited by way of sale of sugar under public distribution system. We discussed this also one exemption. What is that? Usually some ration shops will be working on a agency model. Government will appoint some people as agent of ration and they will be paid a commission, and that commission will be exempted. Then, service of maintenance of street lights in a municipal area involving replacement of defunct lights and other spares along with maintenance. Generally, replacement of defunct lights and other spares constitutes 35% of the supply of service. So, usually when it will be exempted, if it is a composite supply of goods and service, if the value of goods does not exceed 25% of the total. But here what is the value of the goods? 35%. So, we will not get the exemption. 35% na? It correct. Goods value, generally replacement of defunct lights and other spares is what? Goods. Goods constitute 35% of the supply of service. So, means out of the total 35% is goods element. Actually, how much should be the goods element? 25 or less than 25. Here it is more than 25. Due to that reason, this will become taxable. Okay. Next, fourth one, service of brochure distribution provided under a training program for which 70% of the total expenditure is borne by government. When the training program is exempted, if greater than 75% of the expenditure, but here only 70%, due to that reason it will become taxable. Then Question 25. Determine the GST payable, if any, in each of the following independent cases, assuming that the rate of GST is 18% and that the service providers are registered under GST. Bollywood dance performance by a film actor in a film and consideration charged is rupees 1,45,000. Bollywood dance performance by a film actor. First of all, film actor, we don't have exemption. That performance artist exemption is only for those stage artists who perform before the audience. So this will be taxable. Then Carnatic music performance by a classical singer to promote a brand of a ready-made garments. Even though it is Carnatic music, classical, etc., but it will be taxable. Why it will be taxable? Promote a brand, means they are acting as a brand ambassador. Due to that reason, it will be taxable. Carnatic music performance by a classic singer in a music concert and the consideration charge is 1,55,000. Why? Because the consideration exceeds 1,50,000. Kathak dance performance by a classical dancer in a cultural program and consideration is 1,45,000, exempted. Only the last point, fourth point alone is exempted. All other cases it will be taxable. Then question 26. Determine whether GST is payable in each of the following independent transactions. Dhruv developers sold a plot of land in Greater Noida after leveling, laying down of drainage lines, water lines and electricity lines. We discussed one circular related to this. Generally, sale of land after development is not chargeable to GST. However, if they are collecting any amount towards the development charges, I told you usually builders or developers, what they do, they take agricultural land and they make the leveling, they divide it into plots and they will be selling and they do the development. So first they will be collecting money towards the land, not a supply, but they collect some money towards the development, like they put the road, they put the electrical line, etc. and all na. So that will be coming under taxable. You just read this once, already we discussed this in supply chapter. Not here, we discussed in supply chapter, you just go through this. GST is not payable by Dhruv developers on sale of plot of land. So GST on sale of land after leveling, laying down drainage lines, etc. is still sale of land and it is neither supply of goods nor supply of services. Therefore, it will not attract GST. And so if they collect any amount towards the development charges, that will only be chargeable to GST. Then next second point. Deccan Shipping Private Limited registered under GST in Andaman and Nicobar Islands provided the passenger transportation service to the local residents in the ferries owned by it from Nail Island to Havelock Island. Exempted. Why? Transportation of passengers by vessel, coastal waters, mainly for public transportation is exempted. What if it is owned by a private person? Let that be done by private person or government, it is exempted. Then question 27. Answer the following after reading the below given paragraph. Briefly discuss the relevant provision, decide the correct conclusion and determine the validity of the given advice. First, THARUN provides services as a business facilitator to GeoBank in opening of bank accounts to villagers in its rural area branch in Punjab and earned a commission of 22 lakhs in the month of April. So far he is not registered under GST and his tax consultant advised him that he is liable to register as his gross exceeds 20 lakhs. He has no other receipt or business activity other than above. Now first tell me whether acting as business facilitator and earning commission in rural area is taxable or exempted? Exempted. If they are making only exempted supplies, are they required to get registered? No. That is the answer. So the said activity is exempted. Also a person who is exclusively engaged in supplying exempted goods or services is not liable to get registered. Then question 28. Miss P, a registered supplier of Rajasthan, has received the following amounts in respect of the activities undertaken by her during the month of April. Amount received for warehousing of sugarcane, exempted. Why? Sugarcane is agricultural produce. any service in relation to agriculture or agricultural produce is exempted. Commission received as business facilitator for the services provided to urban branch of a nationalized bank with respect to savings bank account, taxable. So why it will be taxable? Urban branch. Suppose if the business facilitator is working for rural area branch, then it would have become exempted, but it is for urban branch. Due to that reason, it will be taxable. Amount received for services by way of labor contracts for repairing a single residential unit otherwise than as a part of complex. For single residential unit, only construction is exempted. Repair will be taxable. That repair is exempted for which one? Housing for all mission or Pradhana Mantri Awas Yojana. We discussed 2 points. One is there is a Pradhana Mantri Awas Yojana or housing for all mission. For that, if you are providing construction service or repair service, it is exempted. But for individual house, only construction is exempted, but repairs will become taxable. So therefore, this 10,000 will become taxable. Understood? Then, so here in case of this 20,000, it is taxable, but who will pay GST? Usually for business facilitator service, the liability to pay GST is on the recipient. Yes, it is taxable, but Miss P will not pay GST, the recipient bank will pay. But in case of this 10,000 rupees, Miss P only will pay GST. So that's why if you see IGST computation here, for the 20,000, even though it is taxable, but it will come under RCM. So it is not taken here. And the first one is anyhow exempted. But the third one, 10,000, Miss P only should pay. That is where we have 1,800. You understood how this answer is, right? Then next. Question 29. Mr. Shyam Das was admitted to Suraksha Hospital in Mumbai for 2 days in relation to diagnosis of removal of stones from his kidney. For the said service, Suraksha Hospital charged the following from Mr. Das. Room rent 7,000 per day for 2 days, taxable or exempted? Why? If it exceeds 5,000 rupees per day, then it will be taxable. So the amount, taxable amount will be 14,000. Why 14,000? 2 days. Operation theatre charges 5,000. Whatever may be the amount, it is exempted. I told you now ICU charges. Then doctor's consultation charges exempted. Any other service will be exempted. Only these room charges alone will become taxable. So kindly make that to 14,000. All these are part of healthcare, na? Removal of stones from kidney is healthcare services. Correct? Treatment for any disease in any recognized system of medicine. So removing kidneys from the, removing stones from the kidney is actually treatment, correct? So there is a disability. Sorry, yaar. So not removing kidneys, removing stones from kidneys is actually, there is a disability. So the disability, to rectify the disability, they are doing a treatment. And this treatment is a healthcare service. So anything as a part of healthcare service, if you remember, sale of medicines, sale of food, even bed charges, that is ICU charges, and TV, AC and all we discussed, everything will be exempted. Only that room charges, that if it exceeds 5,000 rupees, that extra amount will be taxable. Got it? Next. Question 30. GTA services provided to an unregistered person, including unregistered casual taxable person, are exempt from GST by virtue of entry 21A. Discuss the validity of this statement. Yes, generally services provided to unregistered person is exempted. If that unregistered person is individual, GTA, 3 exemptions we have now. What are they? Number 1, if it is notified goods. Number 2, if the recipient is individual, HUF, AJP or trust, not having a factory and they are unregistered, it is exempted. That point you need to write. Here one more, individual, HUF or AJP or trust, you add this trust. individual, HUF, AJP or trust. If they are unregistered, then it is exempted. Question 31. RXL Private Limited manufactures a beauty soap with the brand name Forever Young. RXL Private Limited has organized a concert to promote its brand. Ms. Ahana Kapoor, its brand ambassador, who is a leading film actress, has given a classical dance performance in the said concert as a part of her service as a brand ambassador of the company. The proceeds of the concert worth 1,20,000 will be donated to a charitable organization by Ms. Ahana. Examine whether Ahana Kapoor will be required to pay any GST for classical dance performance given in the said dance concert. Actually, it is to promote a brand name, correct? As it is generally, so first you need to write the exemption. If the services are if the services are provided by a performance artist in classical or folk, art forms of music, dance and theatre, where the consideration charged does not exceed 1,50,000 is exempted. However, if such artist is promoting any brand by acting as a brand ambassador, any amount collected will become taxable. So therefore, this 1,20,000 will be taxable. Then question 32, Mr. Dhanwan, an individual registered supplier of Ahmedabad, Gujarat, received the following amount towards rendering the intrastate supply of various services in the month of January. Consideration received from security and housekeeping service provided to Holy Foundation, an education institution providing service by way of preschool education outside the school premises on its annual day function. Exempt. Sure. Security and housekeeping services to category 1 education institution should be within the premises. I told you this. Sir, there is a school which is conducting an annual day function. For that, if they receive security and housekeeping service, then it will become taxable. So this will become taxable. Amount received as honorarium for participation of guest anchor in Apna TV in relation to a debate. Do we have any exemption with respect to guest anchors? No. Therefore, it will be taxable. Some received as hiring charges for provision of non-AC contract carriage for transportation of employees to and from the work to Messrs. Siddhi Private Limited, registered person under GST. Such hiring is for 3 months. Use of the contract carriage is at the disposal of the company. So hiring charges for non-AC contract carriage. Non-AC contract carriage for what purpose? Hire. Non-AC contract carriage divided into 2. AC, non-AC. AC taxable. Non-AC tourism or hire will be taxable. Others exempted. Is it hire? Yes. Because the company is hiring it for 3 months. Therefore, it will be taxable. Amount received from provision of training in recreation activities of music. Is it by an individual? Yes. So training in recreation activities relating to arts or culture will be exempted. Renting of residential flat. So it's a residential flat to Mr. Sahil, proprietor of Messrs. Dayaram and Sons, a registered person under GST for the purpose of his own residence. Exempted. So we have discussed renting of residential property for residential purpose to a registered individual for his family stay. That is exempted. You are required to compute the value of supply on which GST is to be paid by Dhanwan for the month of January 2023. So what are taxable? 60,000, 2,25,000 and 1,50,000. So what is the total? 4,35,000 will be taken as the answer. Okay. Then question number 33, examine the implications of GST on payment of honorarium to guest anchors. Exempted, not exempted, it will be taxable. So payment of honorarium to guest anchors arise in a situation when, so some TV shows wherein in order to bring the TRP, viewership for that TV shows, they will be roping in some big actors, celebrity actors. Example, for this Kaun Banega Crorepati, Amitabh Bachchan has been roped, and for the Big Boss and all, every language, one big celebrity they will be taking. in Hindi Salman Khan, and in Tamil Kamal Haasan, and in Malayalam it will be, I think, Mohan Lal. Yes, Malayalam it was Mohan Lal. In Kerala it was Mohan Lal. In Telugu it was one Nagarjuna. Like that, big actors they will be bringing in. Even you know, this in Tamil also, Surya also hosted one show. So Ninglu Velalam Kodi, like that. So that show he hosted. So like wherein these people are not basically anchors. They are not anchors. Even Vijay Sethupathi also hosted Master Chef, like that one show. They are not anchors. But in order to bring the viewership for that particular show, they rope in the guest anchors. So the honorarium which is received by these guest anchors will be taxable, provided their turnover exceeds the threshold limit. Of course, their turnover will exceed threshold limit, then only they will become guest anchors, correct or not? Arey, the names whatever I said now are earning crores and crores of money. So therefore, there is no point to remember. However, guest anchors whose aggregate turnover does not exceed 20 lakhs shall not be liable to take registration. First of all, they will not be called as guest anchors itself. Okay. So that is about this question that we have completed.